Hi, my name is Alan from Alan Way Property. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Do you know, after my earlier video on the 2 simple way to make money from property, some of you commented that I make sense while others share me heartbreaking story of what you are going through now. I really feel for you. This only inspired me to do this video. Some of you will definitely say this is a hook video. Some will say, Aiya, Alan surely must be selling some koyo. How can anyone own any property without even spending a single cent? Hello, if you don't believe me, you can always skip this video. However, if you want to make money, you better watch to the end. All my videos are ethically crafted. I confirm wouldn't be asking you to buy or invest in anything. You no worry. Neither am I going to ask your friends or relatives to invest in any fishy investment products. That is not my style. I got standard one, okay? Without further ado, let's head over to the discussion. If you can still recall a real case scenario that I have shared in my earlier video, I share about how a nephew take care of his elderly uncle till his death. The uncle left behind a big chunk of his estate to the nephew who has been taking care of him all this while. This is a real story. I believe such story can also be related to you within your family circles. That is why I always feel that it will be good to treat others well, especially your relatives. This is especially so for those who are vulnerable in their older age. If you know of someone close to you, please spend some time to help them in their day-to-day affair. This is especially so for those who are singles, widow, or those without children. You never know when is the last phase of their life. They may have plans to bless away part of their wealth. That is why you will always be good to be part of their legacy planning. However, please be nice to others sincerely and not because you are after their estate. If they bless you, this is a bonus. Otherwise, treat it as doing a good deed. Most recently, I met a friend of mine. She has a daughter of her own. She said that she has a younger sister who is married. Her sister has sold her BTO flat and as usual, sell one and buy two. She and her spouse each own a private condo under their respective name. Her sister has a well-paid corporate job but no children. Her sister is even exploring buying another condo under her name and paying the usual ABSD. She shared that her younger sister is close with her only daughter. They always have family gatherings together at most major festivals. Her younger sister has also casually asked her daughter if she would like to be her goddaughter. However, since her daughter is still young and undecided yet, I told my friend, her sister in a lifetime would most likely own 2 properties under her name. Since she had no children, one of her property would most likely be sold during her retirement. The other property would most probably be for her own stay until she kicked the bucket. I told my friend to accept her offer to be her goddaughter. In this way, it's a win-win situation. Her sister will be happy and know someone will take care of her affair when she passes on. On the other hand, most of her estate will most likely go to her goddaughter. This is in addition to my friend blessing her own daughter with her own property. This means her daughter can easily inherit 2 properties when she is in her 50s. This one confirm big what. Like that, don't need to work already. This also means her daughter doesn't even need to spend a single cent to own another property. Am I correct to say that? The most she only needs to spend is her time with them. Do you know what is the best part? The inheritance property doesn't need to pay ABSD. As mentioned on IRA's website, if your inheritance is in accordance with a will, interstate law, or Muslim inherited law, ABSD is not payable. However, the inherited property will still form part of your property count. To me, this inherited property is like an endowment plan. You just need to spend your time over a long period of time. Take care of it, sayang it, let nature take its course. You can continue to live your own life, but when the time comes, voila, this inherited property will be worth so much more. Do I make sense here? I know some will say this is deep fake. Never mind. Let me share with you another real case story. But this is really a sad story. Most recently, I visited a senior whom I have known for easily 30 years. She is single and lives alone in a HDB flat. She shared that she has plans to give half of her flat to a religion cause and split the remaining half with her other surviving siblings who are as old as her. She has a niece who is helping her with her affair. However, as we spoke, she shared that her instruction was not in according with what she wanted. She was brought to a law firm and signed some documents knowing that her estate would be distributed to her siblings. I asked to see a copy of her will to clarify the matter. Unfortunately, she told me she doesn't even have one. I asked her to contact her niece to retrieve it. But as you know, old people, they don't want to bother them too much. She shared that her niece is always busy and will brush off this discussion and told her everything is in safe hand. As we speak, tears roll down her cheek. Here, I cannot stop wondering, something fishy is going on here. However, I'm only a family friend. Moreover, I'm a property agent. Later they say I want to sell her property and makan her money. Sorry ho, I don't take such money. Anyway, I'm not interested in her estate. This is after all her family affair. Sadly, I can't really help her except that I told her she can change her will as long as she is mentally sound. She rubbed it off and said she doesn't want to offend her niece and siblings towards the last phase of her journey. She can only blame herself that her hard-earned money is not within her control. So sad, right? Unfortunately, this is another unethical way to make money from property. For those who have such evil thoughts, as what Lee Kuan Yew famously said, and let me rephrase it, may the people of Singapore teach you a lesson you will never forget. Here, if the above case study seems familiar to you, this is purely a coincidence. Let me humbly share with you a few tips to get things going for those in their twilight years. Make a will, especially if you do not have any dependent. If you plan to do a will, please do not do it when you are in your late 70s or even 80s. Always do it early when you still have mental capacity. There are always cases of unfilial children contesting your will and so on. This kind of story always repeats itself. Hence, it will be wise to do a video recording and keep it together with a will. Bury it with you. Bring your instruction clearly into your grave. Will is one thing. Another very important thing is who is your executor. Appoint someone that you can really trust. Why? Well, after your will is drafted and your lawyers help to settle your affair in your demise, it is the executor who will follow your instruction in your will. It's not your lawyer. Your lawyer already panggang ready once the probate or letter of administration are prepared. That is why don't underestimate the importance of the executor. If you have plans to downsize to a smaller property, it will be good to do so early. Don't wait until the last minute. You wouldn't have the energy to move house by then. Don't need to worry if the property can still appreciate in value or not. To put it bluntly, how much more can you spend? The extra will still go to your children. If you have good children, then it makes sense to keep more for them. But you have Sigina, 一时一时候了. They seldom visit you when you are still alive. Do you think they will still visit you when you bye-bye? After today's video, I'm very sure some of you will big what if you put in place what I have shared with you. Remember, there is no free lunch. It takes two hands to clap. Some have made significant windfall by being genuinely nice to people. If you have hidden intention, then this is set for mankind. By the way, do you know if you have any antiques or something significant that is worth preserving, provided your children don't want to keep them? Let me share with you another lobang. The National Heritage Board accepts treasures with historical value. You can reach out to them via this email and they will ask you to fill out a form. Who knows, your family trash can become national treasure and be displayed in the National Museum so that more Singaporeans can appreciate our diverse history. I urge more Singaporeans to share their treasure with NHB rather than just throwing them away. With that, I hope my video has educated, enlightened and empowered you in your housing plans. See you soon.